That's right. Federal Reserve Chairman Jay Powell speaking earlier today on a panel at the Bank of International Settlements Innovation Summit on central bank digital currencies, saying that innovation in the financial sector is here to stay, and this is just the beginning of the journey. Powell saying, quote, novel technology like distributed ledger and decentralized finance have the potential to improve efficiency of the payment system and encourage a more competitive financial landscape. Now, Powell says the Fed has not made a decision yet on whether to pursue a central bank digital currency yet. He says, though, as part of that process, the Fed is engaging with other central banks on CBDC.
I believe they've already made a decision. Of course, they're not going to say it, but excuse me, I just couldn't get it out. No. I believe the government's already made a decision, and they're going to try to make a Fed coin, and if they do, it spells a little bit of a different kind of a road here, but let's continue.
Banks on CBDCs to move a roadmap forward, since they would need to coordinate on the technology to ensure proper transfer of monetary policy payments. Now, Powell also says that financial regulations have not been built for cryptocurrencies and CBDCs, and that new changes and even new rules will be required. He says the Fed is looking at addressing those regulatory gaps around digital assets and how they will work in the banking system. Powell also warned that we don't know how some
This just means they haven't figured out how to maximize all of the tax money yet. That's all this means.
Products will act during times of market stress and could lead to destabilizing capital flows. And on the flip side, we don't know how stresses in the crypto market could spill out into traditional financial markets. Now, Powell's comments coming after the central bank put out a white paper earlier this year on the pros and cons of pursuing a central bank digital currency. Powell saying today that privacy and guarding against illicit activity are top of mind.
Bullshit. Taxes.
The Federal Reserve right now in designing one of those. Julie?
I mean, it's really interesting to me, the Fed examining this and talking about it. I mean, doesn't China already have, for example, a central bank currency? It feels like the U.S. is a little bit late to the party. It's not going to have a first mover advantage here, certainly.
Well, I'm not sure because, okay, yes, China is testing out their digital yuan. It's in a testing phase right now. I kind of like to think of it the way that Apple approaches the market. It may not be the first mover, but when it finally enters the market, it's got a good grasp on the market and a great product that everyone wants. So I think that the U.S. really needs to be a first mover in innovation and the technology and adopting that. I don't think that China at this point, yes, technically they have a head start, but I think there's a lot of room for innovation here. And the U.S. wants to make sure they get this right because the U.S. dollar is the global reserve currency. And so we need to make sure that this stands up and that there are no snafus in the global financial system.
If you don't have...
Good evening, 9:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast in the United States of America. I'm XRP Future Millionaire and I reside in the great state of Michigan. And today, why hello there everybody. Hello. It's been a long day. My hair is like holy fuck. So, I just want to say hi. What's going on? Michigan, Big Ten champs a while ago in basketball. But hey, we're still alive in the Sweet 16, so I might as well gloat while I still can. So anyhow, we're focusing on XRP and Bitcoin because too many coins sometimes to focus on. So right now, Bitcoin's over 44,000. RSI in the daily is up there and the stochastic. In the 30-minute, we alleviated a little bit. We pulled back over and I tried in the short term in the 30-minute to pull up. I think a scenario that could be playing out could be since we broke out over the channel now. Not only did we break the symmetrical triangle, the smaller one, now I broke out of this channel that I had us in. So I don't think it's out of the question that maybe we pop up. Like I was telling my class that I just got done teaching. Could we come up here before being rejected and then start to pull out something, and if we have to come back into the channel and then go farther back up, because it looks like we're still going to want to come up a little bit, even though the RSI's in you know, in the daily and the 30-minute, 45, and all these other areas, like the daily is up there. And just looking at the weekly, it looks a lot different, doesn't it? So I think we could still be going up a little bit. As long as we hold this right here as well, we should pop up. And we did, let's not forget here, and we can't ignore this. One, we close over 43,500. A lot of people told me, who still didn't buy in, that we were bullish right now for the immediate short term. They kept telling me, well, what about 43,500? We can't technically be bullish until we have a close over 43,500. And I heard that yesterday even when I got in my position. Aren't you worried that it's not over 43,500? I'm like, well, you know, I am not. I'm cautious of it, but it's not going to make me worry about it. I was more intrigued by the fact that the weekly was so under, you know, that it has so much room to be able to run. So, like I said, you got to trust your gut at the end of the day, and I believe I know what I'm doing. So we're going to say it's right around the trend line here, close to it. So, I mean, that would put Bitcoin, actually, it's a little bit lower. We're giving it too much credit. But you see, it would actually come up to there. So that's a perfect interpretation. I think that would finish off this, actually, if I'm being honest, because we broke out of a cup, back tested it, bounced up, now back testing it again. So, I mean, this would come up here, and then it would probably be ready to pull down. So, if we have a quick push up tonight, just know, before we can have this big push up again, we're going to have to alleviate some pressure. So, if it goes up to that, whatever position you're in, that would be the time where you take the profits in the swing trade, not when we're on a bull flag in Bitcoin. Even if it breaks down, the move here is to let this play out, because we're not doing the volatile swings. Sometimes you come up and it's a volatile swing on the bull flag, right? This time it came up and it's been a level playing field. That means it could come up, not way up there, I wish, but it could come up to here, right, before it pulls down. That's what I think could happen. But the pull down is what I'm saying is, if it pulls up here, the pull down is really not even really a pull down. Yes, it would make people think that the run was over, because you'd have a pull down of better than 3-4%, maybe even more in some cases, but it would just be the top of there. So watch that, watch the scenarios I'm putting out there. And I got to go, but XRP real quick. A nighttime routine with my son. We're trying to break out of the symmetrical, and if we just break out of here, and this is the uptrending that formed itself out of here that I talked about, and if you've just been paying attention, you know what I'm talking about. So once we break out of this and get to the top side, we'll be able to break up. But right now, we're just kind of toying with Bitcoin, and we need to break over this before we can confirm the next part of this breakout, and that's about 86,811. Make sure to hit that like button, turn that bell notification on, and subscribe to the channel when you're returning. I'll be back as soon as I can, especially when it's relevant. Join Tom's Army, $9.99 a month. Get the exclusive Telegram so you can stay ahead. Talk to more like-minded people like you, me, and the other 263 or 4 members that are in there.